Welcome, friends, to Small Claims. Each week, we'll journey into the ever chaotic, always entertaining world of the 2025 2026 council season. At the center of it all is our commissioner, Dan Marks, part referee, part ringmaster, and the man tasked with keeping this unpredictable league from spiraling into total madness. Then there's me, Kartik Reddy, longtime competitor, perennial bridesmaid, and a seasoned skeptic when it comes to my own luck in this league. Together, we'll untangle the wins, the blunders, and the rivalries that keep us coming back week after week. No more stalling. Let's make our claims. Hey everyone, welcome back to Small Claims. Week 3 is in the books and the league storylines are already starting to write themselves. Steve just celebrated his birthday this past weekend. Happy belated to him. Aren't we all getting a bit older? I'm finally back in action after a week on the injury report with COVID. Who thought that was still acting up? And as to the newly named The Independent, let's just say the hype train might already be running out of gas. Lots to break down, so let's get to it. So Dan, first things first, let's talk about last week. I saw that you tried to replace me.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Appreciate someone subbing in just as much to the next guy. It felt very PTI to me to have a sub. I do think that I was a little flustered without your guidance, without your support, and I noticed a lot of filler words that I don't think I was providing as much in the other weeks. Do you want to guess how many likes and uhs I said during that?
So I'm going to be honest, I didn't listen to it. I didn't watch it. As soon as I saw Dan Martins, I was offended, but I will take a guess. I'm going to say 52 likes and 30 ums.
It is 30 ums. Impressive. It's only 28 likes, though.
Okay.
For me personally. But that's 58 across the board was longer than so it was more than one a minute. See if we can chop that down.
And I'll say, what this podcast really needs is not a guy with a bow tie. No offense, Dan Martins. It needs a little diversity. We're lacking the society today. I think I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to feel a little bit better. But what I ended up missing, being that I was sick and didn't want to bring this cough to Steve's house as I missed the party, how was Steve's?
It was good. It was fun. It was a nice day. There was definitely some tension in the air, though.
What tension?
Hardy and Steve being in the same room for the first time following the Parsons trade. The Cowboy fans are really holding on to the fact that they think they got a good deal out of it. The Packers have looked like a top 5 team following that trade.
Yeah.
And I don't want to speak for people, but I thought the tension was palatable. I thought that
good word. And
I think that watching the Cowboys lose yet another game to the Bears of all teams. But then things did simmer down once the Packers blew an embarrassing game to the Cleveland Browns. So anything could happen in this league. It's crazy.
Gay!
But I think that Cowboys fans are continuing to try to tell themselves that it's okay losing a generational talent.
I mean, he's got crazy amounts of back injuries, Steve has said, so he's obviously not going to be able to play for very long. And they got the great Jadeveon Clowney, so I think it all works out for them. They got Jerry Jones at the helm. The Cowboys are going to figure it out. They're going to dig themselves out of this 0-3 spot. They don't need to deal with CeeDee Lamb and his drops. He's going to go potentially on the IR.
Mm-hmm.
It's all looking up for them, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. It is rough. But hey, I mean, on that note, I guess at least Steve drafting Pickens may be in his favor because Pickens was a ghost the first week, and now with CeeDee Lamb gone, we'll see. But that's
can
sinking
he handle
ship.
Pressure? Who knows?
Sinking ship.
Yeah.
But
curiosity, was Scott at the party?
Scott was at the party. Emmett was was very concerned about their matchup, not knowing that Dave Montgomery was going to put up 30 points the next night. So he was sweating it out. And Scott was telling us that he had taken a private reflection period and felt that maybe it would be best if he tanked purposely, which the paper noted. And I think that this false sense of confidence is exactly what we need for this league, because nothing's funnier than a Scott who doesn't realize that he should give up and chooses not to. It's about the best thing that could happen.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think, though, as you bring up Scott and you mentioned the paper, I just want to lock in everybody right here. Okay, so like you just brought up Scott and you brought up the paper. I want to make some comments about this paper and the Independent. So, Scott, looking right down here, I tried reading your article, 2 paragraphs, 5 times today. I couldn't get past the second sentence. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're bringing to the table. It ended wildly abruptly. So it comes back to what you said early on in the year in your first article of the season. Eventually you fizzle out. It's a big game for the Independent paper. But, I mean, we're putting on a show here. There's class. There's money. There's systems in place. I mean, how much effort do you got to put in and you can't put up a fight? You can't say anything with any meaning? Do better.
Well said.
Thank you. All right, so what do we got in the docket? We're going to jump into recap of the week. So we're going to run our way through each of the games from this past week within the Council Fantasy Football League. And at the same time, we want to do something a little bit more fun, a little bit different. We're going to probably look at everyone's team and pick out one player to talk. Are they a fraud or are they not a fraud? And I'm going to pick up the player, and Dan and I will talk through it, and we'll see how we fare. Because I will say there are probably many players on teams like mine, Scott's, probably Dan Martin's at 0-3 that are very much frauds. So who do we want to start with this past week? Do you want to we were talking about Scott. Let's just get him out of this conversation.
Yeah.
So 136 points for Scott. The top scorer of the week played Japanese Bukikli Emmett, who had a very rough week, generally across the board, rough weeks offensively. As we look at Scott's team, Caleb Williams played the awful Dallas Cowboys. And David Montgomery had a wonderful night along with like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs. We will revisit those 2 players a little bit later. What did you take away from this week, Dan?
What I took away was that the Lions' running game is phenomenal. They looked great. I mean, it could also be that maybe the Ravens' off defensive line is terrible. But Detroit's offense is still solid. That first week was a blip, and they've recovered and played really well since. Montgomery and Gibbs will continue to be workhorses and drive that offense. And I think Scott's players, I think they heard me. I think they heard me call them all backup running backs multiple times and push pretty hard for the win there. But do I think that there's long-term success for Scott? No, I don't. But I think that his team, I mean, really 2 players overachieved in David Montgomery and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. And then anything to say from Emmett's side? Just a bad week.
Bad week. The only person who scored a touchdown was TJ Hawkinson. So you're not going to win. You still put up 105 points despite that. Yeah. And we're still seeing some struggles with Justin Jefferson and Brian Thomas getting in the end zone and being the number 1 wide receivers that we know they are. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. So that one I'm not that surprised by. But Justin Jefferson, we're hoping to see a little bit more and maybe with Wentz. But they were also they were destroying Cincinnati. There was no need for them to throw the ball.
Yeah. I will want to point out just with Emmett's team, defense played great. And again, at the beginning of the season, we're talking about his and Martin's defenses are just going to be solid. Really good job from them, really giving him a lot of points. So fraud, not fraud. My call out for this one is A-Chain. Fraud or not fraud? I don't know, man. You tell me.
I don't.
Week, 14.5 points. Second week, 18.2. And then Buffalo, 9.1.
Yeah. Ollie vultured the touchdown from him. So if you throw that in there, then he's up to the 15 points, 16.
Yeah.
They're not overloading him with carries right now, but his snap count's still very high. He's the problem is that also Tua is a shell of himself. So you're seeing a lot of dump offs.
You saw him last year.
Yeah,
he shelled himself after he took that hit. Like, stop playing football, bro.
He probably should. He really should. So this week you get a ton of dump offs to HM, but they were not set up well, and he got tackled right away. So having 9 targets, 7 catches for 29 yards is not what you're hoping for. But he's not getting in the end zone. When he does, he puts up double digits. So I don't think we can label him a fraud yet.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into what they called matchup of the week. It was the matchup that had the largest delta, the largest different set of scoring. Fitz came out on top 123-74 against Mealy. This was an absolute shellacking. I get it. CeeDee Lamb didn't play, but it didn't look like anyone else played either. Any calls I want to make quickly? I think the main thing I want to say about Fitz's team has nothing to do with McLaughlin or these other players that just killed it. Mm-hmm. And I understand he has Devontae Adams on the bench, but Mike Evans out 3 to 4 weeks. Gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's one of those where, at least personally at this point in his career, I just root for Mike Evans. Yeah. So I hate to see it as well. Adunze has been good, so he has something to fill that, and Devontae Adams is on his bench. So fortunately for Fitz, he has no problem filling that spot.
I mean, I will say there is a shot in the wind. He could take a wide receiver in the waiver wire, but we'll see if that person gets picked up pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We'll see if he listens.
Give the ball to Tucker.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you might not cut this before the waiver wire opens up on Wednesday, so probably that'll be gone by then anyway. So Trey Tucker. And then we look on Mealy's side. Damn, man. What happened? Just a rough week.
Yeah.
Pearsall and Pittman Jr. on the bench, that's tough, but, I mean, how do you play him over CD, Garrett Wilson? I mean, I guess Hollywood Brown. I don't think I would have played him against the Giants, but tough go. I don't know. I mean, losing CeeDee Lamb kind of loses your value in Dak Prescott. I think he got it sucks for him a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, CeeDee's his best player.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Do we have a fraud, not fraud in this bucket? And I think I might want to talk. I want to say Dak, but maybe we want to talk about someone else. Jordan Love. He's his backup quarterback. He might have to come to the lineup. Fraud or not fraud from a fantasy perspective. I get the game. I respect the game. Can he, from a fantasy perspective, is he legitimate?
I don't think so. He doesn't have the surrounding talent. And Green Bay has a really good defense and a very good run game. So I don't think he's going to be starting quarterback necessarily from a fantasy perspective, unless he has a really good matchup. Because they're just not playing that type of football right now.
Yeah, he gets Dallas next week.
He does.
Bye week. Everyone get healthy. You get Cincinnati with Browning and Arizona, who's been pretty good. So yeah. I don't know if that's a great matchup, bad matchup. Then they get Pittsburgh, and then they run into some rough matchups after that from a secondary perspective. He could go for a run, but I would probably argue he's more fraud than not. So maybe there is a new quarterback in line for Mealy's team. There's some players out there. Mac Jones is still out there. Carson Wentz out there. I mean, so many players are hurt right now. There's an opportunity to go get something, see if anyone will air it out. I will say I think this is a moment to talk about Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson being benched.
Ooh.
Jackson Dart's now starting. I'm sitting here going, how do you not just start Jameis Winston and just have him throw for 300 yards a game to Malik Neighbors, 30 touchdowns, 30 picks, 30 for 30. Let's make it happen again. You know?
Yep.
I'd watch the Giants. I would to watch Jameis Winston, like Jameis Winston. I'd watch that.
I get it. You're hungry for some W's.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump now to your week. So tough matchup. You lost by less than just about 2 points, 2.1 points. You lost to that's Hardy, right?
Yep.
Tough matchup. And what happened?
It's my own fault. I didn't start A.J. Brown. I took him out of the lineup after 2 very weak games. While Jameson Williams did have 43 yards in the first quarter, he never saw another. I think he saw one more target the rest of the game.
Start chucking the ball to what's his name to I'm gonna see Brown scared
me. So that was pretty unfortunate. Beyond that, there's basically nothing I could have done outside of starting Judkins over Javonte Williams, but I wasn't going to do that. So it ultimately comes down to my mistake of taking out one of my keepers from looking at a matchup favorability. So
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I didn't expect Jamar Chase to just go for 49 yards, but Brown and coming back, didn't expect Minnesota defense to be like that either. That's hard. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'll talk about it when my lineup comes in. I don't know who to sit at certain points in time. That's why bye weeks are nice. Take a lot of those decision making out of your hands.
Well, and turnovers.
You want to make about Hardy's side?
Hardy's team is good. I like his team. Bo Nix has been okay. Saquon is looking very tired after his workload from last season. So we'll see how that continues to develop. But
yeah.
He didn't start Tyreek Hill this week, who got in the end zone. So not sure if he's losing faith in him. But now, long term, now with Jordan Mason as the number 1 running back for the Vikings, that could be pretty nice potential for him.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know who you start him over. Bucky
He picked
Irving.
up Tank Bigsby. Nice. I wanted to make a comment about. This is the comment. I've never really watched Bucky Irving play football.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some highlights. Just normal, regular, found the hole, took off.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, he looks like Shady McCoy.
He's good.
At points. There are points where he looks like Shady. He's not so unbelievably shifty, but watching him run, keeping a lower, what is that, lower since gravity, what is that called? Whatever. He can stay low to the ground, keeps his hips low, drives really hard. I'm just like watching him go. I'm like, this
Center of gravity.
Center of gravity, keeps a low center of gravity, just holy shit. He is fun to watch, and like I'm hoping that he kind of blows up a little bit just as a player for that team, because I also kind of was listening to someone talk about Baker Mayfield. I mean, I know you got Baker, just kind of a tough week this week, but he's probably statistically a top 5 quarterback, top 6 quarterback in the NFL, stats-wise, since he was with the Browns. Last year he was with the Browns, went to the Panthers, got cut by whomever the coach was on the Jets that cut him, goes to the Rams, wins off of 2 days, which is pretty amazing, and then gets signed to the Bucs, plays behind Brady, and has just been very good.
Yep.
He's kind of stopped saying a lot of stupid shit, but he's just been consistent working. Like I'm hoping good things for the Bucs, generally speaking, because they seem to be an interesting team to watch, and also I got Godwin, Mike Evans on the team. They're an interesting team. So the player here I want to call out for fraud or not fraud, Trey McBride, with Kyler Murray as his quarterback. Is that going to be consistent?
He's not a fraud. Trey McBride is very talented. He is getting a ton of targets. I would venture to guess, outside of Juwan Johnson, because the Saints are terrible, I would venture to guess that McBride has the most targets of any tight end. Let me check that real quick. or it does not, Jake Ferguson does on Dallas, then Jawan Johnson, then Trey McBride. So he's top 3 still.
Yeah.
And then from
Okay.
fantasy points perspective in totality, he is 5th so far on the season. 2 of which ahead of him, Hunter and Dalton Kincaid, are both free agents. Number 1, Tucker Kraft, and then Zach Ertz coming in at 4th. So
Yeah. My feelings about Kyle Murray just I don't think very well of him.
I don't know if anyone really does at this point. He's
Let
not
me do
a winner.
twofer. I'll do a twofer here. Stephon Diggs, fraud or not? Now
Oh,
he's a baby daddy of 2 women, most likely, not just one. So 2 things real quick before you answer. Actually, I want you to answer. The one thing I want to say is I still remember that one video in the Minnesota Vikings locker room where they talk about who would you not date your daughter. Oh, they're saying me? I'm actually really a good guy. No, you are not a good man, Stephon Diggs.
who would
You
you
are a
least
dog,
want to
sir.
date your sister? Oh, Diggs. Diggs for sure.
Diggs. Well,
Diggs.
Oh, I don't even remember which running back it was. I can't remember who it was, but he went, I don't know, Diggs. You know what I mean?
I think the best part about
You ever
that
gonna play
was
him?
then when he got asked, who do I least want to date my sister? He named some guy and goes, why him? Because he's ugly. And you're like, you just made everyone's point, man.
Terrible
You
person.
just proved like you did.
What do you got? Like, fraud or not? Are you ever going to play this man?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut soon.
Yeah.
We have a deep bench. I can maybe roster him for a little bit, but he's 31.
Oh, shit. I thought you were talking about the Patriots cutting him, too. I thought
Oh.
the Patriots are going to cut him.
No. But from a fantasy perspective, he's 31. He probably doesn't have as much in the tank anymore, coming off an ACL tear anyway. So
Yeah.
I would definitely
So
say
fraud.
fraud at this point.
Okay. All right, let's jump into is this our only 0-3 team, Dan Martins? No, yes, our only
Yeah,
0-3
Dan
team.
is the only
Dan
0-3
Martins
team.
against Daly. Daly won by 9, just a little bit under 9 points. Big weeks. I think Josh Allen had a great week. Lamar Hampton finally had a really good week. I think that's his first big week. I think, yeah, very good week. And I think that's kind of it. I think team kind of played low. TJ Watt was great. Derwin James great. Did they both have touchdowns? Is that what happened there?
Sacks, forced fumbles. TJ Watt had 2
Yeah.
sacks. Derwin James had a sack.
Yeah, they both had a hell of a game. So he got bailed out by his defense. No offense, Daly.
His defense
bailed out by
accounted
his
for
defense, Daly.
39% of his points.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess I don't really see much on the bench that Martins could have done other than play Jalen Hurts. I mean, playing golf against Baltimore made sense. I mean, it's hard to play Jalen Hurts in that spot. I think he just got a bit unlucky with Travis Kelce having a really shit week. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Dan talked about it on the pod last week. He knows that his team isn't prime for any type of victory, so he might be looking to just tank at this point at the 0-3.
I mean, he's got players to trade, players that are worthwhile getting. We can definitely see very quickly who his keepers are. But yeah, I mean, I guess he could do that, get ready for the next season. Team not terrible. I just don't know if all the pieces are going to come together when you need it.
Yeah,
Fraud, not fraud. Kelsey.
I think I made that clear on draft day. I think Kelsey's over the hill by quite a bit. I did think he was going to have a good bounce back week this week after dropping the game-winning touchdown last week. That did not occur. I think his mind is on a different ring at this point, not a Super Bowl one.
Yeah, it's fine.
So-
The ring that he put on was on a billionaire, so I can.
That's very true. Don't
Hey, man,
think she's
respect it,
attractive.
like, for sure. Seems like a lovely person too, both of them.
I mean, yeah, she does seem like a genuinely good person.
Well, I don't think we gotta hate. If you out there hating, you just a hater. Like I don't.
I think what actually drags her down is her fan base. Frankly, like they're just weirdly.
Why are we dragging someone else down for other people's actions?
I understand. It's just they're weirdly obsessed with her. If you say anything even in the direction about her in any type of critical form, they like stalk you and burn down your home. It's just.
But
odd
think about
to me.
this. Yeah, fine. You got the Swifties, Beehive the same way, MAGA the same way. What are we talking about?
Well, I
What are
mean,
we talking about?
we're talking about
Yeah.
crazy people.
We're talking about crazy people. Or people that really just need some help. Anyway, so
much
I mean,
time
not
on
much
our
to talk there. I mean, what do we have any comments we want to make about Daly's team?
Nope.
I don't know if Neighbors going to get help from Dart, but he really needs these rookie running backs to play better. There's a lot of potential here, but this defense is not going to bail him out like this going forward.
I mean, Zay Flowers had a poor game. Bowers hasn't been getting the type of attention that he got last year with Geno at the helm, and then he started Trevion Henderson again, who hasn't done a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't really know who he can start over.
Daly really needs a running back. He needs another running back.
Hey, Daly, if you want Scatabo, you want to replace Tracy, let me know. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about trades on the pod. That's bad look. I apologize, everyone. That's bad. That's bad look. All right, and then we get to our last week. I'll let you call it the fraud, not fraud on this one. This is a matchup between myself and Steve. Really tight matchup going into Monday night. I was at 107 something and some change. Steve was at 108 and some change. I ended up eking this one out really at the end there because, man, fuck, Amon St. Brown was burning, just killing it. And Montgomery was getting all the big plays. I ended up winning by just under 9 points. Really, really driven by the play of, I would say, did the defense really bail me out here? Bayard bailed me out here. And Levante David having really good games. Again, defense bailed me out a little bit. Had good games from Jahmyr Gibbs. Had a good game by Nico and Puka. I mean, they're consistent players. And leaving on the bench, Cortland Sutton. I want to call it a couple players here. Scatabo had a great game against Kansas City. He'll be the lead back. My worry about him is he's not that fast. But he is a bulldozer running back. Doesn't look like he'll fumble too much, hopefully. So I'm happy that I ended up drafting him. I do want to just make a point out for Drake May. Just consistent play for the most part. Okay fantasy player. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was hoping for something good there, but I didn't know too much. And then from Steve's perspective, I think the call-outs I want to make, Amon St. Brown played well. McCaffrey played well. Pickens played well. Metcalf played pretty well. I think he just got screwed in his defense. And in the end, I guess he didn't play Mark Andrews, which is what hurts him. And I lost Nick Bosa.
Yeah, and you didn't play Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. It's hard to – so we'll talk about it. I want to hear your fraud, not fraud, before we talk about it. But, yeah, losing Nick Bosa was probably the worst thing because he started off hot.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this matchup? I know I talked a bit there.
Well, I mean, this was the only matchup where both teams put up over 120. So both of you had solid games. McCaffrey didn't get in the end zone. If he did, might have changed things. Would have been close.
Absolutely.
But in general, really good game. Like I said, we'll see what happens with Pickens now that CeeDee's out. He could get even better. I think from a fraud, not fraud perspective, my question is Genty.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were going to say.
So I can only tell you this is what I hear, which is the problem with him, is that he's not picking up his blocking assignments.
Yeah.
And that's hurting the Raiders.
I'm hoping that gets figured out because that's something you can figure out. Not something you had to do at Boise State. I would assume, though, you should have been able to fucking pick them up regularly. I think just being a running back, and I know he's not the biggest running back, but he's the same size as Gibbs. And Gibbs is in there taking those shots, too. Not the same player. I get that part. I did think you were going to say Genty. It does make it hard because I was thinking to myself, when do I not play Chuba? But Chuba's been very consistent, and he's just been a workhorse. So I need to keep playing him. When do I sit Genty? And Genty's got the Bears next week, so I got to play him. It's one of the worst defenses in the league. But I will say I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I trust Pete Carroll and his opportunity to really kind of play the kid. The kid is very good. He's not like Trent Richardson. But so I'm going to say not a fraud because I don't think he's a fraud. But I think he puts me in a really bad bind because high-value pick, put a lot on him, going to end up keeping him. But then during this process, am I just now going to sit Scatabo throughout and sit Sutton? Then what's the point of holding on to them instead when I should trade them? So it's going to be a very interesting kind of decision I got to make. I mean, if Scatabo just gets volume, he's going to get points. They're not going to win with him. but I don't think they're going to win them. Maybe I should take it back. I'm not a coach. But I'm losing out on opportunities to play Scatterbo and Sutton because of Hubbard and Genty. And I'm having a hard time sitting Nico or Puka.
Well, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
You can't. It's just a question of whether you put Sutton in your flex spot.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Sutton or Scatterbo. I'm going to say it again. Or Scatterbo. Because if he gets volume, they're moving the football with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's like this great thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
great.
Tracy got hurt.
Yeah, I saw that too. But he did, even with Tracy getting hurt, he did end up getting, I think he was still getting the majority of the possessions at the time. So I think he was leading at that point in time. Then Tracy got hurt. But this is the second time Tracy got hurt, right? They rushed him back, which is football. I mean, I guess you're not really ever rushed back. You just come back if it's not a detrimental injury. So overall in the week, though, it looks like I went 2-3 for this past week. You went 1-4.
I went 2-3.
2-3. So we both went 2-3.
Yeah.
Do you by chance have the season total so far?
Yeah. So our guests have gone 6-10. You're 4-11 so far. I'm 9-6.
Oh boy, you're what 9-6? 4-11.
But you're improving.
Fuck.
Your first 2 weeks weren't great.
I can't win a parlay in our own league
so far. I mean, frankly, none of us. I mean, I'm 9-6, but it's not great. It's only because last week I went 5-0, but my other 2 weeks are 2-3.
Yeah.
But all it takes is one good week. Turn it around. You got this. Right. I believe in you.
All right. So everyone, we're going to take a quick ad break, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back. And you know what time it is. It's time for Fan of the Week, where we call one of you to chat about the upcoming week, do some trivia, and some pick 'em for week 3. Dan, who do we got?
We got Hardy. Let's see if he answers.
Yeah. Wish we had the Jeopardy. We'll do that next time. Congratulations, Hardy. You've won Fan of the Week for Small Claims. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
We're very excited to have you this week.
Yeah, we're very happy we were able to call you. Do you know how this works?
I guess you're going to call me and ask me questions about everybody's team, and I have to answer trivia questions.
You don't have to. You want to. You know what I mean? And you're live right now, so we've already done the call part. So what we're going to do is run through some trivia and do some pick 'em and see where we end up.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
We won't keep you too long. We know that you like to settle in before bed, and we're getting close to that time, so we will be very cognizant of your time, my friend.
Okay.
All right, Dan, hit us.
All right, so trivia. Our first one. Who are the only 2 players who've gone over 150 receiving yards in a playoff game, but have never gone over 100 receiving yards in a regular season game? Both of these players are wide receivers, and they're also both current players, so they're both active.
Both active.
So they've both gone over 150 in the playoff game, but not regular season. They're younger. I'll give you that as well.
Okay, doesn't help.
Is Xavier Worthy one?
Hardy coming out firing.
Oh!
That's it right off the bat. That is correct.
Well done. Is that the only? You said 2, right?
There's 2.
Well done, Hardy. You got another one?
Smith?
It is not Devonta Smith.
50. Never gone over 100 in the regular season. 150 in the playoffs.
Correct.
Who are wide receivers in the league? That is
Can I
tough.
get a AFC, NFC,
NFC.
NFC? Who is in the playoffs?
Ricky Pearsall?
I have no idea.
It is not Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
Kartik took a shot on Pearsall.
No, I wouldn't think so. Probably won't be Ayuk or Debo either.
That is correct.
Could be one of the Packers, because I don't think any one.
Dan feels really, really good about the Packers. Maybe you want to take a shot at the Packer?
Oh, is it Dobbs?
It is.
That is well done, man. That is
Hardy.
well done.
The sentiment that nailed that. Wow. Got worthy right off the bat.
Well done, Hardy.
Nice.
Well done. That's probably the fastest that we've gotten right answers.
I think there probably is. And it was
It
probably
is.
the
That was-
hardest question, too.
And that is not an easy question. Nope.
Nailed
Not
that.
at all.
Crushed it. Crushed it.
All right, you got enough.
All right, we got one more. Jared Goff threw for 5 touchdowns in the second week for Detroit. Previously, he also threw for 5 touchdowns when he was with the Rams. Who are the only other 2 active quarterbacks who have thrown 5 touchdowns in a game for 2 different franchises?
Ooh,
I'm going to say Baker.
Baker Mayfield is correct for the Browns and the
Say
Bucks.
Baker. Did Danny Dimes do it?
He did not.
No. Okay.
Can I? Tyrod Taylor?
It is not Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. He probably would have ran some of them, right?
Did Gino do it?
It's not Geno.
You think Russ ever threw 5 touchdowns for the Broncos?
Is it Rodgers?
It's not Rodgers either. And it's not Russell Wilson. Man, a lot of players have played for multiple teams.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like Baker was easy to pick out because he's like we talked a lot about in this episode.
He fires away.
Is it Jameis Winston?
It is
My
Jameis
man,
Winston, and Kartik is very excited, but I also feel like there's a little bit of pain in his eyes because he literally talked about him.
I'm
He
shocked
loves
that
him.
He didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I talked a little bit about Baker Mayfield on this episode, Hardy, and we also talked about Winston. Hearing that Russell Wilson's been benched, Jackson Dart's going to start. They're not going to go with Winston, the fan favorite, the one that's going to get Malik Neighbors 300 yards a game. You know, which is a bummer. All right, so thank you for that. Well done, Hardy. Now we're going to jump into Pick'em, and I think what I'm going to do because we'll start on your week, and then we'll work our way around to everybody else. So I'm going to just call it a couple things. I'll call it the matchup, so maybe highlight kind of like maybe some matchups, and we'll make a call. So this week we have the 0-3, What's the Frequency, Kenneth with Dan Martins, and Hilarious with Hardy. I think some of the nicer matchups, Tyreek Hill against the Jets, right? You got Mason is now your bona fide starting running back against Pittsburgh, so nice position there. And I mean, I don't really know what to say about Martin's team other than they are 0-3.
Yeah, I picked myself to win this
There you go.
this week.
Probably a
I'm going
wise
to pick
choice.
Hardy as well.
I just opened the matchups,
Yeah.
and that's the
Ma-
thing. It's
Dan-
like I put in Jordan Mason, but that means I had Bucky Irving sitting on the bench.
We were
Oh.
talking about that earlier because I said the same thing. I said, and what's crazy about it is that now you have Jordan Mason opening up opportunities, but you already have 3 really good running backs in your starting lineup. That's just
Four.
it's very nice. It's very nice.
Yes.
It's a nice position to be in.
Yeah.
I just got to
4
figure
running
out
backs.
who is going to do something, and what the hell happened
Yeah.
to DJ Moore?
I think Emmett's been asking that question for quite some time.
Yeah, Emmett should definitely rubbed off on him, I think.
Yeah.
I will say you have 4 running backs, 3 are keepers. That's tough. I also talked very highly of Bucky Irving. It's the first time I ever saw clips of him. Holy shit, he is a good running back. All right, so Dan, you're taking Hardy as well, or are you going to?
Oh, absolutely.
Martin's here.
No.
Just
I'm taking Hardy.
All right,
Sean's got a
let's
great.
jump into very deceiving number 2 seed wide receivers graveyard, which I will change this name at some point. Me against Emmett. Right now the matchup is 115 to 114, pretty much dead even. Matchup wise, don't have great ones other than maybe Genty having a breakout against Chicago, hopefully. Otherwise, pretty decent, like tough matchups, especially like even Herbert against the Giants. And then on the other side, Jefferson against Pitt, if Wentz can get the ball out there, A-Chain against the Jets, Deshaun against Washington. I mean, I think he's got some good opportunity here. Also, by the way, I said 115 to 114. I have an empty position. Bosa's not in the lineup. So so maybe by 3 extra points, just add 3 or 4 points to that. It's not that much of a difference. I'm going to pick me just to get that out of there. Hardy, what you got?
Both are very decent. Like, he has the better running backs. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. Chuba is Chuba.
Yeah.
Aston Genty, I feel like he's been getting less and less.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that earlier.
So what's your bench look like? All right. You got Cortland Sutton sitting on your bench.
Yep. I got scattered.
It's almost like you listened to the podcast before you got on it.
I think one of the things I'll tell you right now.
I like Scatterboo, but Chargers defense is good. I wouldn't play him. You got to get rid of one of your quarterbacks. You have 3 of them.
Yeah. At some point, I have not seen a player to pick up yet to drop Stroud on, and if Stroud does figure it out
from the Raiders or whatever,
I'm not going to waste.
He's still on the waiver wire.
Yeah, and I'm not going to waste it. I have the number 1 spot. I'm not going to waste it on a wide receiver when I'm stacked at the position to an extent. Relatively speaking,
flags instead of Genty.
Genty's got Chicago. That's the only thing going for him at the moment. So who are you thinking?
Averaging you like 7 points.
Yeah, he may only end up getting 7 points. So who are you picking?
I have to say Emmett then.
Okay.
Once you get something better in your flex, then I would say you.
We'll
all
see.
Right.
I mean, Genty maybe blows up, hopefully against Chicago. We'll see what ends up happening. But all the calls you made totally make sense.
Yeah, I think this was the toughest matchup this week to choose between them. I like your team a lot. I was leaning Emmett only because Mahomes against Baltimore, whose defense has just been tragic.
Yeah.
And Mahomes could have a big game. I think Igbuka without Mike Evans could just see a ton of catches.
Huge, yeah.
But I also look at Nico, Nakua, Herbert's been solid. So this to me is really a genuine toss-up.
Yeah, I think if you get Genty out of there and you put someone that at least can score, that would change it.
So basically it sounds like Hardy's saying if you put in Sutton or Scatterbo, he's picking you.
Yeah.
Scatterboo.
I'm not going to do that.
I like Scatterboo.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Make a call.
I'm going to pressure. I'm gonna go with Kartik.
Okay. I want to call it one thing on Emmett's, which is something that they kind of lowball him on, is that defense.
Yeah.
Those points are a little bit low on his. I think that's where he's going to still continue to rack up points.
I'm just worried about his wide receivers.
Yeah, me too.
Bad
Jefferson,
bad quarterbacks.
Even him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, all right, so 2 for me, 1 for Emmett. All right, and then we are now jumping into matchup number 3. The lowly editor of The Independent, Mr. Manager, a.k.a. Scott Phillips, against Mealy's I Love Lamb, 106 to 105. Pretty much that's a crapshoot. It's right down the middle. Looks like everyone is put on the team. So who are you thinking?
I mean, I lost to Mealy earlier this season. Not a lot, and that was my worst. I mean, Brendan Aubrey is. Warren's been better. I'm gonna have to say probably Scott.
All right. I think that might be the first pick for Scott this entire season so far, and we've hit week 4.
Yep, it is.
I can tell you it won't be mine. I'm sticking with Mealy. I don't think that David Montgomery does that again against Cleveland's defense.
That's
I don't think he does that. I'm curious what Dobbins ends up doing against Cincinnati with an extra day's rest.
Mm.
And I think he will maybe put some points on his Las Vegas defense with Max Crosby.
Well, Jaden Daniels might come back too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, he might want to keep Caleb against Vegas after that last week. Who knows?
No.
I know, but Jaden Daniels he's coming back against who is it?
Yeah, yeah. That's what Hardy was just saying.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Waddle didn't have a terrible game, so it puts him in against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that being pretty good.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and you should throw around the idea of maybe even taking a flyer on maybe Hunt against Baltimore if he really wants to just swing for the fences. I'm weirdly going to pick Scott because I think I'm more afraid of Jadeveon Clowney and the Micah Parsons less Dallas Cowboys. I'm just kidding. I'm going to take Scott. I'm going to see what happens. Let's take Scott. I believe in J.K. Dobbins. Maybe.
Look at you guys giving Scott the confidence to not tank.
I shit on him a lot in this podcast episode, so it is what it is. All right, 2 for Scott, 1 for Mealy. Sorry, Mealy. Love you, buddy. All right, now we get to Dan and Steve. Dan is favored 111 to 106, so a small difference there again.
I will save you guys time. I'm picking Steve. I think his matchups are much better than mine. I might be favored at the moment, but Jamar Chase against Denver is the best defense. A.J. Brown against Tampa Bay. Rams, Jonathan. I have a lot of really tough defenses this week, and I just don't see it.
Too.
That's true. Green Bay. I mean, I don't know about Jacksonville, but Cleveland,
San Francisco, Buffalo, Minnesota.
Yeah.
We're all in the top 10.
That's fair.
I mean, I can't believe Pittsburgh is. Oh, that's offense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think, and then Baker Mayfield against Philly. That's probably a top 5 quarterback against a really good team. And then Daniel Jones against the Rams, which is where he should be able to score some points. Maybe I'm wrong. Steve Brown has a big game against Cleveland.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think, Indianapolis Rams it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah. So Dan's taking Steve.
I'm taking Steve. Yeah.
Hardy, who are you taking?
I don't like George Pickens.
Yeah, but CeeDee's out.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I was like, oh, now without CeeDee Lamb, that ups Pickens.
Yeah, but I don't like him playing against Green Bay, and they're gonna be a tough defense.
Yeah.
For him, especially with he's the only person.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Keenan Allen versus the Giants might be or Drake London versus Washington.
I think he's going to make that change. I think Steve's going to somehow slide in Mark Andrews and Keenan Allen before the end of this. To be honest, I know Juwan Johnson. I think we were talking about him a little bit before, but is that Juwan Johnson? Like the one I'm thinking of? No, it's a different. This is an actual football player, right?
Juwan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson. He's a tight end.
Yeah, tight end.
You know what I'm talking. But you remember Juwan Johnson, Portland Trailblazers, many years ago.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Because I know there was an NBA player that did try to make it into the league recently.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think Steve may drop Mark Andrews and Keenan Allen into his lineup. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will do that. All right. So who are you taking, Hardy?
I'm gonna go with Dan.
I'm gonna follow Hardy. I'm gonna take Dan as well.
Love it.
I think Philly will end up winning that game. I think
you know what? I'm switching to me. We're gonna.
Yeah. Have faith.
I will say that if Steve.
For you take my heart away.
Was 8 o'clock was 8 o'clock the deadline for the song?
It might have been.
Yeah. Well, didn't submit anything. I had a song too. I was going to do "Blow" by Rick
Yep.
Ross.
An email just came through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I was going to do "Blow" by Rick Ross because it's snowing.
Ah,
But
nice.
I didn't think people were going to get it, and I texted Emmett about it. He never replied.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So we're all going to take Dan. If
Yep.
Steve does drop in Keen now and Mark Andrews, I may change my mind, but he hasn't done it. So matchup of the week, we got Fitz against Daly. Fitz is not favored in this one for the first time, mainly because he has Mike Evans in there with 0 points.
Oh, all right.
So right now it's 118 to 114, but that's going to change. He's probably going to drop in a Dunze for 9 points.
This is fast. Oh, yeah. I see it. Okay.
So who are you guys thinking?
Oh, it's Fitzy.
Picked up Rashid Rice too. Smart move.
Yeah. I'm picking Fitz.
I got Fitz.
Okay, so I'm going to take Daly.
I don't think that you've taken Fitz in a single matchup this season, by the way.
I've taken Fitz twice already.
You
I should've
did? What,
taken
the first
Fitz
2
twice,
weeks?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
last week you didn't?
Yeah, just last week I didn't.
Okay.
Actually, I'll take Fitz.
I'm not trying to talk you out of anything.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I still kind of in the pit of my stomach. I think Winston will start over Dart, and then he's going to chuck the shit out of the ball to Neighbors. And I think Neighbors
that's where it
will
was
end up
at.
having a really big game. So he's the one I'm looking at. I think Hampton should have a good game against the Giants. Maybe Henderson has his game against Carolina.
Yeah,
I don't know.
to me, like I said, Fitz is the Chiefs. No matter what happens, every single week I can't bring myself to pick against him.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar.
Also, I just like his team more than Daly's anyway. But yeah,
But then you have Bowers.
Lamar's been great.
But let me say this.
Bad week, but Josh Jacobs should bounce back against Dallas's defense.
That's for sure.
Tucker
Bowles-
Brown is back,
Yep.
and then he has Chase Brown.
I'm not saying, but I will say I don't count Daly's team out completely here. It's not like a very comfortable pick for me because Zay Flowers against Kansas City, that's something big can happen there. Brock Bowers against Chicago's defense, something legitimate can happen there.
But I think, you have Josh Allen. He might get 15 points because they're going to pull him in half.
Yeah,
Against
against
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans. No, that's a really good point.
Yeah, they
Or
might
they
run
just
the
give the
ball. the whole time.
ball. Yeah, and they give the ball to Cook, and Hardy goes for 100 points. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
All right, so we're all going Fitz there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So, Hardy, thank you for joining us. We know it's late. Really appreciate you picking up the phone and joining us as fan of the week for week 3.
No problem. Is it week 3 or
All right.
week 4?
Week 4, whatever. Who the fuck knows? I've been sick for a week. Week 4. Thank you very much.
Carter doesn't even remember week 3.
No. Have a great night.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Love you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Everyone, that was Hardy. He was our fan of the week for week 4. I guess I understand now how to count. So, Dan, any final words?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. But it was a good week. I appreciated Hardy's insights. He definitely jumped into the matchups with us, which was great.
Someone I
And
thought was trying to jump off the phone. Really wanted to talk about it.
hey, I appreciate that. If he's going to take the time, he's going to put in the effort.
Yeah.
But beyond that, just another week. We're going to see what happens. We have a lot of. I think this is a really good matchup week with a lot of close ones outside of Sean Hardy versus Dan Martins. They're all pretty tight games, so it's going to be a real interesting week. Good week.
Yeah, and I guess my final word for this week or for this episode is my final words to the Independent: do better. Do better.
We'll let him know.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and we will talk to you next week. See ya.
Like and subscribe.
Don't do that. Don't. There's no button.
I'm in charge of the buttons.